Okay, I know nobody fucking asked for this video. I just really need to get this off my chest. The Idol is the most unfortunate chain of events I've ever seen in my fucking life. I already accepted that I was watching absolute bullcrap when I started this shit, and I'm a fan of Jenny, so I was always super excited to watch this show. I was like, oh my god, like when it came out, I was there. I was there for the premiere, I was there. And then, I don't know if you've seen my last video or not, but the amount of exploitation that it just does to Lily Rose Depp disgusts me. Like, as an entirety, like, that is something I cannot look past in this show. And it seems like this show had so many messages that were completely swept under the rug to give us this fake bullcrap discount Barney ass, Bonnie and Clyde bullshit ass garbage. Like, this is not cute. This is garbage. Like, this is genuinely worse than 50 Shades of Grey. This is absolute trash. It's worse than the quote, quote, chemistry that Bella and Edward had in Twilight. It's so honestly bad. Now, one thing I do want to say is the finale was so disappointing and so awful. I am probably 80% sure that the overarching message by the end of this show is that Jocelyn is very mentally ill. I think that's the overarching message with this. There was so much that could have happened. Okay, nothing could have saved this train wreck in the end. Nothing could have saved this show in the end. But it almost left a better, still very bad, but it almost left a better taste in my mouth when Jocelyn kind of took control of, like, the artist. She kind of got her balls back. She told Tedros to get the fuck out, stuff like that. That's where I was like, oh, okay, at least they're trying to redeem themselves. But now I guess the message is that Jocelyn is so mentally ill. She's erratic. Her behavior is all over the place. She can't decide really what she wants. She doesn't know. She appreciates Tedros and all of his weird, assaulty, rapey, weird shit behavior, garbage. I don't understand why Xander still likes Jocelyn or Tedros. Doesn't make any sense. Don't know why Xander would set up Jocelyn's ex, who seemed to be a pretty good, decent guy. All of this stuff is just so random. It's just a random chain of events that I cannot follow. What is anybody's character motivation in this show? Anybody's. Now, The Weeknd sucks at acting, and his character sucks balls. Very unlikable character, but not even in a good way. Like, oh, this is a compelling villain. Just, haha, I'm a rapey bad guy. That's his shtick. That's his whole shtick. But at least although very generic, at least he has a character motivation that you can follow. He wants Jocelyn, period. Point blank, period. The rest of these goddamn characters, what the hell motivates them? The only compelling characters is almost Jocelyn and the journalist character. And the Jewish guy who acts kind of like a father figure to Jocelyn. And the black woman who acts kind of like a mother figure to Jocelyn. Those are the only redeeming characters in this show. Sorry, Jenny's acting, for the amount of lines she gets, fine, I guess. Not very impressed with the amount of Jenny that's in this, but if I were Jenny, I would want to be in here in the show as minimally as possible. So I highly understand, and even if it was her choice to kind of pull some of her scenes, I would very much understand that because I would not want to be associated with this. I hope The Weeknd is very embarrassed. This isn't a role I would take. Actually, okay, I was going to say if it brought me out of, middle class, but I probably maybe would take it to be rich, honestly. I'm not going to lie. Even though he looks silly, but he's rich. So there was no need for him to take this role. Maybe he just wanted to fuck Lily Rose Depp. Who knows? Maybe that's his big motivator for this show. And honestly, I would believe it because the amount of, oh, let me grab your succulent ass. Oh, let me see your big nipples. Like, that's what this show is. At the end of the day, this show is just Lily Rose Depp in skimpy outfits showing off her fat ass and her fat nipples. Her fucking long fat nipples. That is what this show is. I want to say 85% of this show is Lily Rose Depp's fat ass and her long nipples. That is what this show is. 85%. The other 10 is kind of, almost a compelling storyline about a star and a mental breakdown and, like, kind of mirroring some Britney Spears' kind of stuff, kind of tapping into that. But that being kind of scrapped or playing second fiddle to this 50 Shades of Grey pornscape kind of thing that they're trying to get off. Now, I'm not the type of person to, like, look at a good thing and just call it shit. So I do want to applaud the music. Not the Weeknd's soundtracks that play at various times throughout the show. But the Jocelyn theme. It was giving very much the Joker, right? 2019, I believe. Joker, 2019. Like, Jocelyn had her own theme. And that theme played at very pivotal parts in the series. I do want to say that that's, like, more than anything, that theme kind of almost makes the show look good, along with the cinematography. I know a lot of people talk about the cinematography. Those things kind of almost make the show look good and kind of saddens me because of the potential that this show had. And just for final thoughts, man, the singing was good. I do enjoy a nice, like, star singing sort of show. I do enjoy stuff like that. So that was definitely good. I do enjoy kind of looking into the lifestyle of artists and whatnot. That is interesting, but I just really don't understand any of the characters' motivations in this. Being mentally ill is not an excuse to not have character progression, to have character regression and whatnot, and have it be ill executed and ill explained. Right? Like, I feel like it needed to be, we need to know why. Like, come on, bro. And what was the point about bringing up the brush? Isn't this the brush you said your mom used to hit you with? But it's brand new. So, what was Jocelyn, like, a pathological liar? Was the abuse stories fake? Well, no, because Xander corroborated her stories about being abused. So, what was the whole point about the brush? She threw out the old brush and she got a new brush? What does that mean for this character? We didn't really explore that. What does that mean? What does that mean? Did she grow or not? Part of me wants to give the story the benefit of the doubt and just say that, oh, okay, well, now Jocelyn's in control and Tedros is her side piece that she's gonna fiddle with. Ooh, girl boss. Girl boss moment. She's now gonna toy with Tedros's emotions and body or whatever. 60 chess move by Jocelyn. She got everything taken away from him. So now he's completely reliant and dependent on her. Maybe that's kind of what they were going for. I still don't understand the brush thing. Like, we literally had to watch a disturbing scene of him beating her with the brush, recreating the trauma that was formed with her mom. For why? For what? What was that saying about her character? Like, what? The fact that she allowed this man to do this to her, and at the end of the day, even after she kind of got some sense about herself and kicked him out and whatnot, what made her bring him back? What made her bring him on stage? What made her do these things? And it's like, season 2 bait, that's not an excuse. That is not an excuse. We need to understand the character's actions and be intrigued to see where the story's going next. Not whatever this is trying to be, where it's like, ooh, find out why she did what she did in the next season. I don't want to see a next season. I don't want to see a next season. That should not be the little carrot you dangle over my head to get me to watch the next season. You should get me to watch the next season because I want to see what events happen next. I should understand why Jocelyn wants the weekend back. I should understand that. It should not come as some sequel bait. Ooh, come back next year to find out why she did what she did. Like, this is all just shock value. I fucking hate it. And finally, I just want to say I did not find literally one scene in this show to be sexy, sexually arousing, appealing in any way. It is giving culty. It is giving weird and strange. This is a horror show. This show to me is like horror. In my honest, it's like psychological horror or something. It's not the flex that it thinks it is. Like, this show had so much potential to be, an in-depth look of, like, even something that was kind of compelling, how they were so ready to move on with Diane, but once Jocelyn got her shit back together, now they're exploiting Diane. Now she's just signed to this label. She's in this contract. She was basically swindled into signing this contract, and she basically lost her freedom. And guess what? Now she's just going to be on the waiting list, the back burner, not being promoted, not given any singles, nothing. That's compelling. That's compelling, and that gives you a look into, like, the real life of these superstars. Obviously, there's a lot of sex and drugs in these superstars' lives as well, but that should never take over the overarching narrative, because we are watching a show. This isn't a role-play porno or a role-play softcore porno that we're watching here. We're kind of here for the plot. And what use is a plot if you don't understand the character's motivations, if you don't understand the character's actions, if you don't understand what and why a character makes this decision? And mental illness is not an excuse. I should understand through her mental illness why she's making this decision. Or are they trying to say people with mental illness are unpredictable and that's the gag? Like, come on now. That's lazy. That's very lazy. That is very, very lazy. Just when we think she's getting a backbone. And, like, I'm not even going to waste any more time on this because it's not like I cared too much about the show anyway. I just kind of liked laughing at The Weeknd, at his poor performance, at his silly looking faces. And yeah, that's it. I'm out of here. Bye. L. 0 out of 5.